Hey friends and family, this is SP News Nuggets, and today you guys, we've got a breaking news story coming out of Las Vegas. Okay, let's get into this and let me share with you guys what's going on. This young lady right here, she's 5 years old. Her name is Janiyah Russell. Okay, so I am going to read you guys the report and see what's going on. Here we go. The lacerations to Janiyah Russell's liver was so significant that the doctor who performed the 5-year-old girl's autopsy told police she could not have survived the injuries for more than a few minutes. In addition to the lacerated liver, Las Vegas police have said Janiyah had bruising around both eyes, her forehead, lips, neck, arms, legs, and abdomen. Yet, in an interview with Las Vegas police, Mr. Miller, the sole suspect in the child's death and her father's longtime girlfriend, described Janiyah's injuries as minor, accordingly to her arrest report. Miller, 23 years of age, claimed that on September the 10th, the day before Janiyah died, the girl had gotten into a scuffle with some neighborhood kids at the suite, an extended stay apartment complex near Boulder Highway and Twine Avenue, where the girl lived with her dad, Richard Davis, and Miller, whom she referred to as Mom. She described the injuries as minor and was not concerned for her safety. A Metropolitan Police Department abuse and neglect detective wrote in the report she did not knock on any neighbor's doors and she did not report the incident to security or police. The girl's father also would later tell police that his daughter showed no signs of being injured. Janiyah ate some chicken nuggets from Popeyes, played with her toys, and was put down to sleep on the couch, accordingly to the report. Early the next morning, while the girl's father was out donating blood at a local blood bank, Miller called 911 to report that Janiyah, after being given a bath, was unresponsive, the report states. Janiyah was rushed to Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center where she was pronounced dead. The Clark County Coroner's Office had not publicly released her cause and manner of death as of Wednesday afternoon, but in the arrest report, police noted that the doctor who performed Janiyah's autopsy said she would rule this case a homicide by child abuse. Miller has been charged with one count each of murder and child abuse resulting in substantially bodily harm. She has been in custody at the Clark County Detention Center, held on $250,000 bail since her arrest on September the 12th. My brother, he lost his whole family in one day. Myra Anderson told the Las Vegas Review-Journal last week outside a courtroom following Miller's initial appearance in court. Anderson said her brother and Miller started dating 6 years ago and that Miller had been a part of Janiyah's life since she was born. Janiyah called this woman Mom. Anderson cried. She knew her as Mom. She didn't know anyone else as Mom but her. That's because, accordingly to Anderson, Janiyah had been in and out of foster homes, were under the care of her biological mother in another state. Davis had recently regained custody of his daughter before her death. Shavana witnessed the hell he had to go through to get his daughter back. Anderson said, now my brother won't get to see her go to school for the first time or have her first boyfriend. Miller was returned to court October the 2nd for her preliminary hearing. Should she post bail, Miller is prohibited from seeing Davis and from any contact with children, court records show. So this case has just started, and you guys, we're going to dig a little bit deeper. I know not too many news reports are reporting on this case. But all it's saying in a nutshell is that this little girl's been in foster care pretty much her whole life. The dad got custody of her. She's 5 years old, but he's in a relationship with this young lady named Miller. She's 23 years of age, and he's been in a relationship with her for 6 years, and the little girl is 5. So there was he was doing a little bit too much, and she probably has some resentment for this little girl. She probably wanted kids of her own. I want to go back, and I'm going to tell you what the autopsy said. It says, in addition to the laceration of the liver, the Las Vegas police have said Janaya had bruising around both eyes, her forehead, her lips, her neck, her arms, her legs, and her abdomen. So this woman that Janaya called mom used Janaya as a punching bag. That's just to put it bluntly, you guys. Let me see if I can find something else. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to share what this news report, this is Fox. It says a 5-year-old girl who died at Sunrise Hospital on September 11th had noticeably bruising throughout her body, according to an arrest report. Shavana Miller, 23, was arrested on September 12th and faces a count of open murder and 3 counts of child abuse or neglect resulting in substantial bodily harm, according to the jail records. The girl, identified by the Clark County coroner as 5-year-old Janaya Russell, reportedly went into cardiac arrest and was pronounced dead a half hour later after she was taken to Sunrise Hospital. On September 11th, around 7:45 a.m., Las Vegas police was called to the suite near Boulder Highway, Wine Avenue, after receiving reports of a child needing medical assistance. According to Miller's arrest report, she called 911 and was instructed to perform chest compressions on Russell, who Miller found unresponsive in the bathtub. Miller performed CPR until medical arrived. Russell was found lying on her back on the living room couch. The arrest report said medical personnel noted there was visible bruising around Russell's eyes, abdomen. After she was pronounced deceased, Las Vegas police was called to the hospital. During Russell's body exam, detective noted additional bruising around her lips, forehead, upper arms, and legs, according to the arrest report. There was also blood in Russell's mouth. When Miller was interviewed by police at Sunrise Hospital, she told officers Russell had been involved in some sort of scuffle with other children at the suite between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. on September the 10th. The arrest report said Miller did not report the incident since Russell did not complain of any pain and played with her dolls after dinner. Richard Russell's father and Miller's boyfriend of 6 years confirmed Miller's story and said Miller was Russell's main caregiver. The arrest report said Miller denied causing the visible injuries on Russell's body and had no explanation as to how she received the injuries. On September the 12th, the Clark County coroner performed the autopsy on Russell's body. According to the arrest report, Russell suffered at least 3 broken ribs, an acute brain bleed, and a several laceration on her liver, which caused internal bleeding. The coroner also noted trauma throughout Russell's body. The doctors who performed the autopsy told police Russell's case was ruled a homicide by blunt force trauma, according to the arrest report. Miller was arrested later that day without incident. The arrest report said Miller, who was responsible for Russell's safety and welfare, did willingly and maliciously strike her with such force to cause her to suffer internal injuries that caused her death. Okay, you guys, we're going to talk about this in the conversation room today at 5 p.m. Central Time in room 101. You guys, this is a new case. We're going to follow this case. It seemed like the father had got custody. The little girl was in foster care her whole entire life. And so the stepmother, I guess she took it out on this kid. in Las Vegas, you guys. So things are going on, and we're going to follow this case and see what happened. Now, the father have not been arrested. I guess he was either at work, but he wasn't at the house when 911 was called. But he is saying that the stepmother's story about the little girl getting into it with somebody is true. Now, I don't know another 5-year-old that can bring these kind of injuries to another 5-year-old. I mean, they had to been doing a whole bunch of fighting for her to have blood on the brain, lacerated liver, pretty much 2 black eyes, busted lip, bruises on the arm and the neck. Somebody been doing some stuff for this little girl, and for the dad to sit back and he, I don't know, maybe he didn't need this child. Maybe she needed to stay in foster care. But she did pass away, you guys, and we're gonna talk about it later. This is sad. This is a sad one. So, like I said, you guys, her name is Janiyah, and I'm gonna put some things in there so you guys can follow this case. But there's not too many people reporting on this case, so we're going to put this one in our mouth. Okay, you guys, be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.